analytical problem solving kind of an approach to whatever she puts her hand on. And she is an extremely hands-on change leader as well. So without further ado, over to you, Anita. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Parag. It's really nice to hear from you. Yeah, I think Parag has spoken a lot. Yeah, I do have experience, and but it's not so much that, as Parag has said, yes, I'm a little hands-on on a few things, but yeah, thank you very much. That's really nice to hear from you. And welcome everyone to be again here on the IAQS platform and to interact with everyone. Probably this platform has been the platform for me where I have started my interactions in India. So really appreciate everyone out over here. See, you guys are really doing great, and thank you again. So as we talk about the today's topic, it's micro videos. So it's when we say micro, it's not that we talk big about. We always talk about small about, and the changing technology, the changing environment, the changing the situations globally. There's a need of micro videos, where our physical presence has been minimized through videos, and that's how we all have, we all have accepted it, adopted it, and growing with it. So how now we can improvise on it, how we can beautify it, how we can make it more professional, appealing. Could be in a quick one. We can talk during the entire process. So it talks about various things that we would work on. If we can, if you let me, do you want me to wait for a few minutes for others to join, or should we go ahead? What do you all say?
You go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jyoti. So if you could, I think, Seema, if you could share the screen of today's presentation, what we are going to speak about. Yeah, so this is what we are going to cover today. The micro videos, self-introduction, professional CV, micro videos for success stories, corporate presentation, and we'll have some of the things, how we do a little training on how to do micro videos. What is self-introduction? I think as we have grown from schools to the college to the corporate, it's very, very important who you are, and everybody would like to know. And when I talk about self-introduction, it's always about your story. It's all about you, So what are the things that you need to look into when you're doing a self-introduction? I know everybody has a very, very unique thing to start with, is your name. Your name is worth 1,000 conversations. So when you say your name, like when I say Jyoti, when I say Neeta, or when I say Parag, so we all know who they are. And, so it's very, very important when you are introducing yourself, to start with your name. Then highlight something that makes you unique. Like, as we all like speak about, oh, I'm in HR, I'm a finance, I'm into accounts. Along with that, what is that you as a profession, you do something which is very unique. You can speak a little about into your introduction. So your name, highlight about something that makes you interest, and then you can always ways to, like, the way you are dressed, it shows who you are. So if it's a casual conversation, you're giving a self-introduction at different events. It could be a professional event, it could be a a family event, it could be. So the event also matters, and the way you are dressed, we dress different occasions differently. So that also, reflects what profession you are, or what mood you are, or what, you're going to reflect. So it always creates an impression about who you are, the way you dress also. So that's very, very important thing, very you can keep in mind when you are introducing yourself. What is the next thing? You've spoken about your name, your experience, and the way you dress, when you are doing introduction about yourself. There's something more that you can talk about, that is, you have to be, be honest about who you are. You cannot, I cannot introduce myself with somebody else's name. So you have to be very honest about who you are, starting the conversation, speaking regarding the true feelings, the true personality that you are. So that also makes a very, very bigger impact in your introduction. Keeping it relevant, I'm introducing myself in professionally, so I'm keeping it relevant to myself, my theme, my objective, and keeping a smile throughout is also very, very, very important and effective, because people want to see, a smiling and a cheerful person throughout when he or she is introducing herself or himself. So that's a little about why I'm keeping the self-introduction so short, because it's a micro video, and I want you to take you through how the micro video should be presented. So we will also, along with it, see a slide about the self-introduction. So how generally you should introduce yourself in a micro video. Okay. Before we move into the video, why micro videos and how we can help you into change your stories. This is a very tagline that I always feel everybody at every point of time can change their stories. And how they can change their stories by taking the help of somebody who can understand them, who can help them to do professionally. So we are here who can help you to do micro videos. We can help you to write your introduction. We can help you to record it professionally and start your virtual success today, because now it's not physically. People want to see you talking. People want to see you, how you look, and your conversation on a virtual platform. And that virtual platform always starts with self-introduction. So we will see a small clip how you can generally introduce yourself. And here you go. So if we can play the clip, so it tells you how we do the self-introduction.
I can bring the story to life. Hi, I'm Lakshmi Srinath, resident of Dubai for the last 25 years. My 2 kids and only 1 husband call me the drama queen in their lives. A businesswoman turned filmmaker, I brought 20 unsung stories of COVID heroes during the pandemic through a web series called Lockdown Learnings with Lakshmi Srinath on YouTube, which got me featured on the Women's Web. My short film recently got shortlisted for the Z5 Global Content Festival. Telling digital stories is what I am passionate about. So if you are baking biscuits or making circuits, come to us so we can tell your story professionally and creatively.
So this is about how you can introduce yourself. You can always tell a little about yourself and how unique you are. Unique always makes you region-wise, specific qualification-wise, skill-wise, what you intend to do, what you are. And there could be also a short and a long introduction. What you saw right now with Lakshmi talking about was her long introduction. And then you can also have a short introduction of 30 seconds, which could just talk about who you are, what you intend to do, and how things would move forward. So this is how you yourself can get into doing it also. There are few things which you need to remember when you are doing the videos, that you're looking at the camera and not looking at anywhere else. Your voice is clear. Where you are recording is very, very important. Whether if you are recording in the environment, which is a garden, which is a restaurant, or then there may be sound. So you need to be careful about the speech, the pitch of the voice, the sound. They also different expressions, emotions that you could express during your conversation and introduction. People also like to hear about the sweet things in your life, about your kids, about your dogs, about your husband, and that's also something that you can always add on and make it more friendly and make it more like human. It's just not a robot talking about things, but a human who has life and is joyful presence on the screen. So this is about self-introduction. If you have any questions on what should go in about self-introduction, you can ask now. Before we move into how to make video resumes. So it's going to be a quick one, a similar one, how you should go about it, and then a quick video, because it's going to be a micro presentation. So any questions you have?
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. So I have a question. You said you can include about husbands. So what exactly? I mean, I am sure if I am giving my introduction, they would not want to know what my husband is doing, right? So what
No,
can
absolutely.
I include
See,
about
when you're
about my husband or whatsoever?
Yeah, no, they just want to know, are you a family person or a single?
Yeah.
Are you with the, are you familiar with the pets, or something to know about whom you live with is your family.
I know.
You may not talk about your husband, you may talk about your parents. I have a very, very, dynamic father who's a role model. I have a beautiful, compassionate, and a very organized, strict mom. I have grown up, so they just want to know whom you live with.
Okay.
That's about it. So
Okay,
I
thank
hope you. Yeah, my pleasure. Anything else you want to ask on the self-introduction?
So very quickly, Anita, where on would we use these self-introduction micro videos?
Your voice is not very clear. I'm trying to listen.
Am I better?
Yeah, better.
The question was where on can these self-introduction micro videos can be used?
So I could hear that you want to know some. Can you be a little more clear because your audio is not
he's put
very
the question
clear.
in the chat box. He wants to know where all this micro video can be made use of.
Yeah, nowadays most of the places they want to know who you are. Is you can use this micro videos. It could be to a chat group. It could be to a group where you are going to introduce on any of the talks, or professionally or socially. It could be also on your LinkedIn, just who am I, like you just talk about yourself, not your entire profile, or you just want to, because why introduction and where? Because you can use it everywhere, wherever you think, like wherever people want to know you, hear you, because the picture doesn't give the look and feel what a video gives. And where you want to make your presence felt, every place you can use this video, because there you're physically visible. On a resume, on a content, on a text, you are not visible. So it's to make the visibility. It's for the virtual world. It's everybody who is there wanting to see you on the virtual world would like to see your introduction. So you can use it every possible way. like you feel. Yeah, I hope I have answered your question.
One last question. Sorry, I'm butting in again.
Please, no, I'm more than happy.
So I am a trainer by profession. I wanted to know if you suggest to announce my next training batches also through videos. Is that more effective?
Absolutely. In fact, you should listen to the success stories of Jyoti and Neeta's, that they are putting videos and they're making it vigilant. When you put a text, there's so much of text, and people are bombarded with text. Sometimes the most important thing goes off. And also, because we are into the visual world, the 5 senses have to be involved to make an impact on a longer term, or recall, the advertisement where you see audio, visual, and the storytelling. This all makes a very, very big impact for people to come back to you and say, yes, I want to do it. So I would say, yes, please. If in case you feel, you want to make a bigger impact, make a video.
So, what should be ideal duration for such videos? Like where I am speaking about my upcoming batches. I hope not people will not like to hear for a longer time. But then,
Yeah,
what should I
you
restrict
need to
myself
make.
to?
Yeah, you make a micro videos. Don't make it more than when you will see presentation videos, probably where it talks about the flow of what you're going to do, but in 1 minute's time. So, people, they want to know, hear you. You can have your self-introduction and a little of it, or depending upon what course are you going to deliver, you can always design the flow of it, but should not be more than a minute. Should not be more than a minute.
Great, thank you so much.
Is micro, and 60 to 80 is, which is called a long video.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. So any other thing you want to know? The basic things which you always, whenever we are traveling abroad or whenever we are going to, they say that our face should be clear, our background should be clear, our voice, yeah, that's a photo, the voice doesn't come. But these all things needs to be involved when we are doing a self-introduction. So because it's you who are talking virtually to everyone that wants to know about you. So, and that one can go for years, for months, sorry, not years, for months. So you don't have to keep making calls and telling who you are to everyone. You can just send it across saying that, look, this is me. And if you feel that, we can connect together, it would be a pleasure. And so, the person at his own time can hear you and connect back to you if it makes sense to him. So, you give space to people in this pandemic, and also you get your things moving ahead. So that's a little about self-introduction, which plays a very, very important role, because we all are unique, and that's the first thing, that is our name and our introduction. So now going ahead, the second important thing, as we grow up, we do our studies, and at the end of the day, everybody wants to be employed and make a better living in any profession, career, whatever they do, doesn't matter. And CV is your professional introduction, where you give an introduction, but CV is your professional introduction. So how that could be done in a video, because we all have come up with the traditional style of making resumes, and there was not as a need for a video resume because we were not so virtually, like compared to our grandparents, our parents, and our maybe 4 or 5 batchmates before. They didn't have this need, but we have this need today, because people want to know professionally not only how you wear, but how you are today, and how effective and what impact do you leave today when you speak on the subject. So the very important things when you make a resume, when you make your professional introduction, is your name, your education, your work role, like after your education, what role have you been handling, and worked with, what companies have you worked with, like. So it tells you about the industry and the areas you're working with. So these are the few things which are very, very core, and which everybody who wants to work with you wants to know, like as your introduction. They want to know you socially. They want to know you, how do you look, whom do you live with, what's your name, where do you come from. In the similar way, professionally, they want to know you also. And this is probably we all do in our hard CVs, like the document CVs. And that document CV has to be translated into a micro video. We are talking again about a micro video. We are not talking about a resume which talks for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. It talks less than a minute or a minute, but it covers everything. And you're giving an introduction where you want people to come back to your LinkedIn profile, or they want to come back to you to have more information. So this is how, where your self-introduction, a part of it can be translated into, your professional introduction, which is called the CV. Also, why it is important, because now, because of the pandemic, people accept people virtually. For me, I would have never, never come onto this platform in India if it was not a pandemic, because I always thought that, you need to be personally present there to give a training, to speak to people and introduce yourself. You can only do a phone call and let them know who you are. But to carry out the work and to do it professionally, you need to be there. But today, that's not the scene. And I know when I want to know about you and you want to know about me professionally, these are the few things which you would surely look into. And how this can be translated into video, we can have a quick look on the video, and then if you have any questions, you can, probably ask. So this is about the 5 steps that you should always keep, and this is about the video. So
economy,
I can
your firm needs someone who understands how things work in different regions in the world. You need someone who understands your firm's core business values and to communicate them to different regions, which has diverse business practices, languages, and cultural norms. You also need someone who knows how to communicate your firm's intentions through the most effective media. My name is Saji Naya, and I'm that person. I've just done my master's degree in corporate communications with Aarhus School of Business, Aarhus University. My previous work experiences makes me unique. I've worked on 3 continents, and I've had 5 years full-time work experience in the areas of international marketing, public relations, advertising, event management, and social media management. The industries which I've worked in include telecommunications, education, art, design, and fashion. And I also speak 5 languages. You can find out more about me and my work on my website, www.sajita.com.
So this is how, your video resume, should look. In fact, so it talks about you in a very crisp and micro way. It gives you an introduction to your CV, and then people who are interested in, getting more details about you can go to your LinkedIn, can go to your website, can give you a call. So whatever they feel, depending upon their need of the fitment of the role that they're looking for, they can get connected with you. Probably you might have seen a lot of people talking on the web and giving introduction. And this is one of the very, very common thing which was identified is that, okay, so yeah, after we just get connected, okay. So is that the speed of the communication or the pitch, the tone, the moments are very, very, very important when you are doing a video resume, and how it has to all be displayed to make that bigger impact. So as we go with the story and the last part of it, how to make a corporate presentation, I would say we would just disconnect and connect back, so we don't have disturbance in between. Would that be okay with you all? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, Anita.
Yeah, so rather than we getting disconnected, better we get disconnected and connect back again, rather than to be waiting to be disconnected. So I just disconnected and connect back again. Thank you. Thank you, Urmila. Thank you so much.